tourism, economy, and regulation, building sustainable nations. You can adjust the language according to your preference. Choose the program that suits your needs from the playlist. Customize the subtitle position on your laptop, and adjust the video speed with the slider to suit your needs and comfort. Let's grow together through your subscribe and like on this video.
Tourism is not merely a leisure activity. It is a basic pillar of modern economic systems. Basically, nations develop tourism on the basis of natural resources, culture, and infrastructure. From a small coastal village with a fishing boat to a global financial hub managing multi-billion-dollar investments, tourism has the power to transform societies. A visitor walking along a beautiful beach may see only sand and sea. Yet beneath the surface lies a complex network of business, regulation, and public policy. Governments design tourism strategies long before investors begin construction. At the beginning, policymakers must assess environmental limits, local behavior, and community belief systems. Tourism does not simply become successful. It requires planning, governance, and coordination across every level of the state. Tourism development depends heavily on infrastructure. Roads, bridges, airports, and hotels form the building blocks of economic expansion. Public budget allocations determine whether a rural area can build a port or modernize a regional airport. A national tourism plan may cost several $billion. Funding can come from taxes, international loans, or private investors who expect a measurable benefit. The capital city often becomes the center of tourism coordination, but development must also extend beyond metropolitan boundaries. Governments must calculate return on investment carefully. A single project can either generate a tourism boom or create a financial burden for future generations. Tourism affects the body and soul of a community. Local markets selling bread, fresh beans, and handmade crafts attract visitors seeking authenticity. A family operating a small guest house with only one bedroom and a shared bathroom may rely entirely on tourism income, but economic growth can create tension. Rising property prices may push local residents below the affordability threshold. Some blame foreign investors, while others argue that regulation must adapt. Community identity must remain intact. Culture, whether expressed through a church choir singing on Christmas or a local basketball championship, gives tourism emotional depth, regulation, security, and political stability. Tourism cannot thrive without political stability. Security threats such as terrorism, bomb attacks, or even isolated bombing incidents can destroy a country's reputation overnight. Regulatory frameworks must define safety standards, environmental protection codes, and emergency response systems. Law enforcement agencies form a protective chain around tourist destinations. Political leaders must face challenges directly. If corruption emerges, they must not blame others, but accept responsibility. Transparent governance strengthens investor confidence and international partnerships. environment, climate, and sustainable policy. Tourism growth must respect the climate and ecological limits. Coastal resorts along the coast must protect coral reefs and marine life. Carbon emissions from air travel contribute to global warming, and governments must calculate their carbon footprint carefully. Environmental collapse would break the economic model entirely. Sustainable tourism requires cooperation between public agencies, private companies, and local communities. A national tourism board may introduce eco-certification programs, encouraging hotels to reduce energy consumption and install solar battery systems. Business networks and global cooperation. International tourism depends on cooperation. Airlines, hotel chains, and travel agencies form strategic alliances. CEOs negotiate contracts worth hundreds of millions. A hotel brand must maintain global standards while adapting to local characteristics. Economic diplomacy helps nations attract foreign visitors. Even a British or Canadian tourist compares service quality across countries. Global tourism operates on trust. A single negative review can damage a reputation. Therefore, professionalism, ethics, and regulatory clarity remain crucial. Human capital and education. Tourism success depends on education. Hospitality schools and college programs train future managers. A skilled chef, experienced tour guide, and multilingual receptionist create memorable experiences. Professional training enhances service quality. A hotel manager must care about details, from the lobby chair arrangement to the cleanliness of guests' clothes. Public investment in education increases national capability and economic resilience. Without human capital, infrastructure alone cannot sustain growth. Political campaigns and tourism policy. Tourism often becomes part of political campaign debates. A presidential candidate may promise tax reductions or visa reforms to attract investors. Policy must balance economic ambition with social justice. Rapid expansion may displace local communities. Leaders must evaluate long-term impacts carefully. In parliamentary systems, committees review the tourism law chapter by chapter. A single legislative change can alter investment flows dramatically. Cultural heritage and identity. Cultural tourism preserves historical identity. Museums display artifacts from the past century. Religious tourism attracts Christian, Catholic, and interfaith visitors alike. A traditional church ceremony, a national celebration, or a historic festival strengthens social bonds. Tourism revenue helps restore heritage buildings and maintain public spaces. Governments must ensure that commercialization does not undermine authenticity. Tourism should enhance, not exploit, cultural heritage, economic risk, and global uncertainty. Economic crises can emerge unexpectedly. Currency fluctuation, pandemics, or geopolitical conflict may disrupt travel flows. Governments must create contingency funds and flexible regulatory systems. Diversification reduces vulnerability. A resilient tourism economy can recover from a shock faster. Political leadership, transparency, and strategic planning remain the strongest defense against instability.